And now, the reason we got out of bed this morning for music and the spoken giggles, Singing Mama and Auntie B are our very own soulful duets.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Oh.
Morning.
Huh?
It's morning for a few more minutes. I say good morning.
Good
for a few
morning. How you doing?
How are y'all doing? Good. Good. Good.
Very good. So, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Uh-huh.
A lot of important
Yes,
things.
we do.
First of all, I would like to give a shout out to two different people. Padre, who is a friend of mine from like 2014. And he listens or watches our podcast. I want to say hi.
Oh, very cool.
Say hi and say
Hi, Missy P.
love you and grateful for your ability to listen to us. That's super great. We appreciate it. And just always loved your face. So really glad you're out there. Hi, Moose.
Missy
Baby. No. It's really good to see you. One more shout out to Charlie, just because I can. Hi, Charlie. Okay.
And a Chad. Hi, Annie.
Very good.
The Chad.
All righty. So, lots of information to give out today.
Yes.
Lots of things to say.
Yes.
Praying the Jesus over here. Okay, so first of all, did you hear about the thing that passed in Texas regarding abortions?
Yep.
Basically, it's illegal to perform one.
Right.
And those who do can get in a lot of trouble. So this is a very good thing. Can you tell me why?
Why it's good that it's illegal to perform an abortion?
Yes.
Because it's bad to kill babies.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. Seems like an easy answer, but a lot of people are afraid to say it. It's not bad to say it because it's true.
Right.
Right? A lot of people.
Hi,
Jacqueline.
Hello.
We love you.
Love you.
A lot of people are afraid to say it out loud, and I want you to know it's okay to say it out loud. You need permission. You now have it.
There you go.
It's bad to kill people. Murder's bad. And if there's a heartbeat, it's a person. Bad to kill them. And I'm really happy that Texas, the Supreme Court down in Texas, has agreed that that is true.
Yes.
So thank you to everyone who pushed that through because it's right. Now, the issue that's coming up is that there is a movement. Hello, Dom. Downright lovable.
Dom, 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 dom.
He's cutting grass.
He's listening to cutting grass.
Job. Very, very good.
Me too.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello, Debbie Snyder Wilson.
She loves saying
and Christy.
Yay.
Hello, loves.
Yes. Hi, Christy. It's good to see you. So, along with what's going on in Texas, there are people going nuts all over the country. And by people, I mean Democratic leaders that are out there. They're saying that it's against the Constitution, like it's unconstitutional. And I have to tell you, it isn't. Abortion's not a free right. It's not in the Constitution.
Nope.
And killing people is against what's in the Constitution when it gives us the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, along with that, there's a satanic church in Texas that's claiming that it is their right to get the morning after pill without a prescription because it is part of their sacrament. This isn't something out of some weird book, you guys. This is happening now in front of all of our faces. Right. Exactly. It is murder.
Yep, exactly.
So for them to admit that killing children is a part of their sacrament is huge. That is brazen. Nobody who has a love for people and a love for God should be okay with this. This is a defining line. Okay, there's no middle ground here. It's not okay to kill children.
Nope.
No matter how old they are.
Nope.
Okay? It's just not okay. Human life should be sacrosanct.
What?
Holy.
Special?
Sorry, too big a word?
Sacrosanct.
There you go.
That means holy?
Okay.
They're
trying to use the religious laws, right? Laws of the land that give you specific things like then I don't even know what to call them anymore. Native Americans. There you go. It's
indigenous.
Them. Beautiful.
That's what they call them on the podcast.
You know, they have the, what is it called?
Paiute?
No, the stuff they use. Peyote.
A peyote.
Okay, that. They use that and they have claimed religious rights to it. So so the Satanic Church is trying to use the same idea, the same laws to give the morning after pill.
Yeah.
The problem with this is, huge problem, because that means they could give it to anyone. Okay? Yes.
It would not be prescribed anymore, basically, is what they would lead to.
Have it.
Yep.
And so we have to decide. Our country was founded on Judeo-Christian values, not child murder.
Right.
Okay? Not child sacrifice. I'm going to read you some statistics, and I want you to hear the numbers in here. Okay?
Okay.
The first one is, how many abortions are there in the United States every year? This one reports on 2014. Okay? Says there are 900,000. There's more. 926,200 abortions reported.
Yeah.
That year. That is 2,538 a day. 2,000 babies gone.
Yep.
Okay? Not okay.
Nope.
The next one is from trutherfiction.com. Okay? Roughly estimated, 800,000 children are reported missing each year in the United States.
How many?
800,000.
Each year?
Every year. And that's roughly another 2,000 a day.
Holy crap.
Okay? And the FBI says that as of December 31st, 2019, the NCIC had nearly 87,500 active missing person records under the age of 18. Okay? And you could find that on the FBI.gov website. The other one you can find trutherfiction.com. Now, these are just the ones reported.
Right.
You guys have heard me talk about stuff that I have seen, stuff that I've been through, right? You have been reading other people's stories. You know as well as I do that these numbers are nowhere near the actual ones.
Right.
And they're still ungodly numbers. One is too many. These are millions.
Yep.
Okay? So we're going to talk about the truth about these things today as long as we can. Okay? When I tell you that child sacrifices are taking place, I'm not saying it as some bad story. This isn't Hansel and Gretel. This isn't a fairy tale. This is truth. This is happening now.
Yep.
Okay? When they have, and by they, I mean the ones who have pushed forth abortion rights, okay, and say, my body, my choice.
It's the baby's body.
The baby's body means not your choice.
It's not your body anymore.
Right.
There's an inhabitant in there.
Right.
I'm not talking about a parasite.
There were a couple of tweets, and by a couple, there's hundreds, but a few of them stood out to me. One of them was this gal who was saying, oh my gosh, you have to hurry and get your abortion before they take it away. Come see me.
Yeah.
What? Come see me so I can kill your child before they say you can't kill your children anymore.
So messed up.
Okay, there's outliers for everything. I'm not talking about those. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the basic. It's going to cause me a problem.
Here's a thought. Don't have sex. And then you won't have to have a problem.
Do you know condoms can cost as little as 35 cents? Okay,
Yep.
your doctor's office will give
Abstinence is free.
I love you. It's true. Abstinence is free.
Abstinence
Good job.
is free.
Look at that. Oh man. Okay, so that was beautiful. Jesus is here. That was beautiful. Abstinence is free.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay.
It's true.
If you cause a heartbeat in your belly because there's a baby there, there's so many people who want children. Don't kill it.
Yep.
It's there for a reason. It's God-given.
Yep.
Okay? But this child sacrifice thing I'm talking about, it happens when they take your child. Okay? Around us all the time is the spirit of Jezebel, which has just come and just taken a lot of the space, okay, in our countries.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes, I will. The spirit of Jezebel in the Bible, she was the queen of whatever, and she kicked out all of the prophets of God as far as she could. And she brought in people who worshipped Baal, who worshipped demons, okay? Actual ones, they worshipped them. They did things like child sacrifice. They did stoning. They really just killed and tortured anyone who would believe like they did. Sound familiar to you? Cancel culture. Anybody listening? Cancel culture is practice for killing people in real life and saying, hey, what's happening? What'd you just do? So, yeah, it's practice for murder off of the internet. Okay?
Yep.
So this is the spirit of Jezebel comes in. And people think that none of this is real anymore. Your perspective has been altered because Satan don't want you to think that Jesus is real or that he is real.
Right.
Because if he's not real, there are no consequences. And if there are no consequences,
there's no right from bad.
You can do whatever it is he's trying to tempt you to do.
Yep.
And abortion is one of those things. Okay? So in New York on MSNBC, they had interviews. They had 4 people on the screen. You can look it up. It was 2 days ago. The very beautiful black chick had stunning purple lipstick. So if you find that one, that's the one you want to see. She was all the way on the left side of the screen. The gentleman that was speaking, he said, I'm in New York now and it's wet here. And he said, and if I was on top of the roof, I would expect, the cavalry to come in and save me from, if it was storming and there was too much water, I would expect that. So he wants, and he was putting out this suggestion, the administration to federally deputize doctors to go in and perform abortion.
Babies.
That way, it won't have anything to do with the state law. What's wrong with that?
That means they could totally do it to anybody they wanted to, and it wouldn't even be penalized.
There's so many things it could lead to.
Right? Wouldn't that be one of them, though?
That is military control.
Yep.
And murdering babies. This would lead into something that is much bigger, and that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Okay? When we've told you, you got to be tight with God, you got to be tight with Jesus, they got to be your best friend. You have to depend on them more than anyone. You have to love them more than anyone. We mean it. Hi, Celeste. Okay, so we have to be just exactly there with them, because everything that's happened up to this point has been a light drizzle. Okay? But it's about to flood a bit. Okay, so we need to be really, really tight with God.
For sure.
In that, what did Jesus say about people who hurt his little children?
Oh.
Can you find that scripture for me?
Yes, I will.
Because it's imperative that everybody understands that there's a heartbeat, there's a child. Honestly, it's at conception, but that is a great place to be.
Is it suffer the little children to come unto me?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let Jesus come unto
Nope, look up, I think it's Matthew 18:6.
18:10?
I think it's 6, but read it and let's see.
Well, 18:10 says, See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven.
6.
Matthew 10,
18:6.
18:6. But whosoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for them to have a great millstone fastened around their neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea.
Read that first part again. Causes one of these little ones who
believe in me to sin.
Keep going.
It would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea.
What is a millstone?
A big, huge stone that grinds the wheats and stuff. It's
Very
huge.
good. It's
They
also
are...
It can also be used to press olives. Just throwing that out there too.
Okay.
They're huge. Okay, they are so big you can't put your arms around it. You'd have to have like 6 people, okay, to put their arms all the way around it.
Yeah, they're like 6 feet in diameter.
They're huge.
They're 14 inches thick and then 6 feet in diameter.
They are huge, huge, huge. So that's an average one, by the way. They have some that are extremely, extremely big and some that are smaller.
About 3,300 pounds, it says.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
3,300 pounds tossed in the sea? You're done. You're done.
You are down to the depths. That's it.
But he says in the beginning of that scripture, causes one of these that believe in me to sin. Can you tell me what that part means?
Like if they force them to sin?
Yeah.
Like force their hand to hurt the child or
they hurt the child, causing doubt.
Yeah.
Okay? If we do something like that, death is bad, okay? Death is bad. Killing things is bad. We don't kill people. At least no. And all these different things that have come out, this Me Too movement, right?
Yeah.
The different stars that have come out and said, I was a slave. The ones that came out and said, follow the government, they're God. They're your God. No, they're not your God. Yes. The ones that said that they were slaves, they were. Okay, these are things that are true, but they sound so out of place because we're used to our suburban lives, right? We're used to our homes and the people we know and our families, and it's just simple. It isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. This stuff has been happening with our consent. That's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, it's happened with our consent. Just because we didn't read the bills and sign the bills doesn't mean it wasn't our consent. We voted in the people who put that into place and let it stand.
Yep.
It has to stop. And that step over there in Texas, hi there, Chad. That step over there in Texas,
Hi, the Chad.
where they said,
Hi,
no more abortions. If you hear a heartbeat, you're done. No. Okay? That is the
Isn't
first
it at
step.
5 weeks when you can hear the heartbeat?
I don't think it's exact every time because people don't measure everything all the time. But generally speaking, it's between 3 and 7. Okay, so from where people measure. So what do we do from here? Because that was the first step and it's huge. Okay? What do we do from here? I want to ask you some questions. I want you to seriously consider the answer.
Okay.
When we watch a movie, we like to repeat the lines, right?
Right.
Especially if it's funny, right? And we get a good laugh out of it. When we're repeating lines from movies that have spells. Say Harry Potter.
Okay.
How many times have you repeated the Latin words that they say? The Latin phrases, right? When he does his glasses are broken, and Hermione says Oculus Reparo or whatever she says. Right? People are like, oh, that's so funny. Oculus Reparo, I break my glasses. There are so many times that people will repeat these phrases without actually understanding what's happening. These are times that I think we need to take stock in ourselves and our own actions, okay? Because we repeat the things that we're involved in. Even if we think it's silly, even if we think it's funny, especially when we think it's funny. Yep, see, we do. But do we really consider what we're saying?
Pivot means to rotate.
That is important to know. However, not what I'm talking about.
I know, sorry.
Okay, in California, part of the school curriculum.
Yeah.
For some of the districts over there, is to repeat some prayers said to a god, a demon god, in the back in the Aztec times. To repeat these prayers. I don't know how to say the names. My dyslexia goes around it. So, but to repeat these prayers, it's for history's sake, or it's just silly, or we're just seeing what we can memorize. This is wrong. Okay? To have to repeat prayers that are talking about demons, to demons. Okay? This is not okay. If you know this is happening and it's near you, don't sit there, shake your head, and walk away. It is time to stand your ground. It is time to bless the earth you're on, to love everyone and stand up for God and say no more.
Yeah. I found the whatever it's called, the ad, the article
for
that.
Okay. Does it have the Aztec demons' names in there?
Hold on. Let's see. And the Yoruba religion. It promotes 5 Aztec gods and the Yoruba religion, which constitutes an unlawful government. Can
you put the link in the comments?
Yeah.
So people can see that.
Well, it says, let me make sure this is the right one. It says, do new ethnic studies have California students praying to Aztec gods? Is that the right one? Or
that's the right one.
Okay.
That's the right one. That's the thing I'm talking about, right? Where does resting on our laurels and tolerance take us?
Yeah.
It's taken us pretty far away from where we want to be, right?
Oh, I like your new picture.
That is pretty cool. This country especially was founded on Judeo-Christian values. This doesn't mean tolerance for people who want to kill children. Sharia law should never be here. Okay?
Yeah.
This isn't a thing that we should joke about even.
I agree.
It should never be here. If you're not time with God, please take the time. Take the time.
I have the names.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. See how it mixes up?
Let's see what this says.
It mixes up with my dyslexia. I couldn't even. Yes.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said yes. Okay, so Tezcatlipoca is the god of the night sky. And Quetzalcoatl is the god of the morning star.
Morning star.
The evening star. Morning and evening star.
Oh, good. Great.
Huitzilopochtli, god of sun and war. And Saiptotec, god of spring. Hunabku, son of universe. And as part of curriculum being used by several California school districts, including the 2 largest, Los Angeles Unified and the San Diego Unified.
See, this is not cool. There's no reason to have your children praying to demons, guys. There's not one. If you're not aware, now you are. Okay?
Yeah.
And with your awareness comes responsibility. Okay? The time is past. The time is past to sit by. It's done. It's all done. We've talked to you about praising. We've talked to you about the Jesus. It's time to make sure that you're tight because it's going to start raining big time here. All right? So with all of that information and the way that the Democrats are just kind of going nuts about, oh my gosh, we're losing the ability to kill the children.
Yeah.
They've been using abortion in a way that they're supposed to not use it. Well, but as a contraceptive, right? So you just go get it. And they have women who are paid, for the most part, to say that they're so proud that they did it. If you are proud that you killed a child, there's something wrong with you. Everyone that I know who has had an abortion, their choice or not, okay? I didn't have a choice. It was still done to me. And it really angers me because I know the spirit that's behind it, and you do too.
Yep.
None of you can say that you don't. You know it's wrong. You know it.
Yep.
That either makes you angry because you're being called out, or it makes you angry because you're not sure what to do about it. There's no middle ground.
Nope.
None.
It's either you're for or against. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So much evil is taken over, and it's our responsibility to serve and protect our little ones.
Exactly, Celeste. Exactly. So, let's talk about this really, I don't even know the right words because there's so many that are so right, but I can't use them because it's not very nice. The person who's the head of our country right now.
Sleepy man.
Who just is just
Sleepy
not
Distracto.
there. That guy.
Sleepy Distracto.
In the beginning, when he became, really heavy into politics and he got his first job or whatever, he said that he holds true to the values of the Catholic Church. Okay? Yeah. That abortion is wrong. And that's his belief, and that's where he'll stand. Further on in a few years, maybe a decade, because he's old. Decades later, he's like, I hold to those truths still. However, I'm not going to stand up for them.
Yeah.
Okay? Fast forward to now. He doesn't agree with it at all. People hold true to patterns. We all know this. Right? You have a pattern. I have a pattern. People are very habitual creatures.
Yep.
We, generally speaking, always do what we've always done once our pattern is set. So, what is your pattern? His pattern is lie, 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 lie.
Plagiarism, plagiarism, plagiarism.
And see? All these lies. He'll steal from you. He'll kill you. He don't care. He'll hurt your children. Nobody else seems to care. He got into office illegally. Nobody did anything. This is a problem.
Yep.
Okay? Because the future of our country is dependent on the reproduction of our people.
Of what he does.
Of our people. Right?
Oh, yes.
Of our people, not of him. No.
No, but I'm just saying.
Okay? I understand. I'm just saying too.
Yeah.
So, it's time to stand up. Right? And because it's time to stand up, Singing Mama and I have become pretty good targets. Because we have a situation where the lovely Linda has decided that she is going to reach out to as many people who know us personally and get them to reach out to us to take back everything we've said, or they will not be our friends anymore or something.
Or acquaint themselves with us.
Right. And I have to tell you, I love my family. You love our family. We both love them. But it is not our responsibility to make anyone believe anything.
Nope.
It's not our responsibility to do what other people tell us either.
Right.
We answer to one person and one person only, and that person is God. And he protects us. Thank you.
Amen there, Kathy.
It's time for everybody to do this. Okay? I've been given, it seems, the opportunity to speak with people who have the ability to investigate the situations that I've told you all about several times. I'm going to take it and do with it as the Lord tells me to do. So, cousin, if you are out there, give me a call. Reach out to me. Somebody help me get in contact.
Yes, cousin.
Because there's much to say. And the proof that I have is incredible. And I've been waiting for the right moment.
Yep.
It is not just going to rain. It is going to rain fire. And it's not going to rain on us. The truth burns and blinds the enemy. This isn't simple.
Nope.
This isn't right versus left. This is right versus wrong. It always has been. It has always been important for us to be tight with God. It has never been more important than now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So please, 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 if you haven't yet, I can't beg you to do it because I'm not the one who has to do it. It's you. But the Lord commands us to get in tight with him. He wants us to be there with him. Yes, the truth will set you free. It always does. Even if you've done something wrong, okay, it will still set you free.
Yep.
Because God
free from the bounds of Satan.
God is love. Go there, or you get the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful hair. It's like the 20s over here. 40s. 20s. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I want to play something for you guys, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do that real quick. It's from the Michael Knowles show. It's just a little portion of it.
The guy that you sent me this morning?
Yep, and I sent it to a couple of other people, but I want you guys to pay attention to the words he's using because he's right on. He is right on.
He is spot dab on.
Let's see if it'll work.
The California students are now being told to worship. That's not an exaggeration. But it is worth pointing out, human sacrifice is not just some weird thing that happened in a few places a long time ago. Human sacrifice is part of human culture. It has happened everywhere. It has happened virtually at all times, with very few exceptions. And one of those exceptions is the Christian West. You see this in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Bible. The Israelites come into territories where there is widespread human sacrifice, and then they put a stop to that. In Christianity, when Christianity has spread to other places and other cultures, they've put a stop to that sort of thing. But the reason that there is human sacrifice,
Okay, I want you to really pay attention to this part. Okay? Okay? Okay.
Lots of writings about this. I'm particularly fond of those of Rene Girard, who I'm reading right now, who says that the sacrifice, mimetic violence is the term that he uses, it's the only way that cultures can restore peace, that rivalries gin up, in cultures, brothers killing brothers, Cain killing Abel, Romulus killing Remus, the people banding together against a scapegoat. They need to let out their violence. And when you commit a sacrifice, initially human sacrifices, then in some cases replaced by animal sacrifices, and then in Christianity is replaced by the sacrifice of Christ, that restores.
Replaced by what?
Animal sacrifice?
No, all of that in Christianity is replaced by the sacrifice of Jesus. Good.
Order for a period. This is why the Aztecs, actually, this is why indigenous American civilizations would slaughter people. At the consecration of Tenochtitlan, one of the temples in the Americas, in the Aztec Empire, they would kill 80,000 people, sacrifice 80,000 people in the span of 4 days.
How many?
80,000.
In the span of 4 days.
That's so
many. I'm going to
many.
tell you why it's kind of loud up there.
Sorry, it's Chad. I can't mute it.
Why?
Because it makes this sound go all funky. I can try it. Go ahead.
Tell him to shush.
He's getting ready for work.
Appease their demon gods. They would rip out beating hearts, hold them up on knives, still beating, and then throw the bodies down the temple to the tune of 80,000 at a time. And now, by the way, I'm not joking, I'm not being hyperbolic, California students are being told to chant prayers to those gods. On August 26th, the Thomas More Society wrote a letter to the state superintendent of public instruction requesting that they remove an Aztec prayer from the state's curriculum. Now, the state refused to respond to this, so now the Thomas More Society has filed a lawsuit. California, in March of this year, introduced a new ethnic studies curriculum. Ethnic studies is a fake academic discipline for students who are too stupid to study real academic disciplines. So
Sorry.
What?
They're not too stupid. They're just not informed.
So but it's not just because some students are not intelligent or educated enough to take real courses. It's also because the left is trying to impose its own radical ideology on a whole generation of students, and they're doing that in the classrooms, not just at the universities, but also in high school and middle school, and even further back. So they introduced this new ethnic studies requirement, and it was promoted by a man who believes that one way to rectify colonialism is to support a, quote, counter-genocide of, quote, white Christians. Not a joke.
Counter what?
What now? Genocide of white Christians?
Yeah.
We are definitely white.
We are definitely Christians.
And Christians because we believe in Christ and stuff.
Right.
This is
real, okay? They're teaching this whole generation because they're making it a requirement for their classes, okay? Jeez. The whole generation about a white Christian genocide. Keep going.
So wait, so this is like in junior highs and high schools?
He calls on students, quote, to challenge racist, bigoted, discriminatory, imperialist colonial beliefs and practices on multiple levels. And one way they're doing that is having students chant prayers to the Aztec gods Tezcatlipoca and Huitzilopochtli.
There you go.
Not pronouncing these correctly, I would assume. This latter god is the god of war, among others, and a god to whom the Aztecs would sacrifice many, many people by stabbing them in the chest and ripping out their hearts while they were still beating. And now our students are chanting prayers to them. Why? What the left is going to say is, oh, Michael, stop getting so hung up on this. It's not a real religious ritual.
If they're doing the chanting,
it's not real just because they did that then, right? No, it's not everywhere. It's
California.
in California. This is in California right now.
What is this?
What I'm saying is,
how are you
still?
What? Sorry, just real quick. How are you sharing this? Like,
I downloaded it. It's from my laptop.
Oh, okay. It's just weird. It's like letting me pause it and play it and stuff too. So it's weirded me out a little bit.
It's not like a real liturgy. It's just a fun thing to explore other cultures. It's just a fun thing to chant prayers to demon gods sometimes, but it's not. You're not really praying to the demon gods.
Can you imagine saying that?
No, it's kind of like saying.
It's
kind of like saying the Ouija board is just. It's kind of like saying the Ouija board is just a game. It's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Go, oh, I would never play with that. Right? It's just fun. Is it?
Stupid. Mm-mm.
But you are. You are, though. You are literally doing that. And when you perform rituals with your bodies, with your speech, when you do that, that is a religious rite. It is. And you might not realize it. You might.
Okay, so by religious rite, he means you are performing a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're performing a ritual. You don't have to know what it means to perform it. Okay, there are some things that are just true, whether you believe them or not, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think you're being really clever, just like the Huffington Post thinks they're being devilishly clever. It looks like we're partnering up with Satanists to preserve the sacrament, the Antichrist sacrament of abortion. But we're not really doing that. We're just
it just looks like that.
Science promoters. We're just secularists. Mm-hmm. It's not really satanic. We're just sort of ironically satanic. If you perform an activity or a ritual or a rite, ironically, forever and ever and ever, and you just keep doing it, it's no longer ironic.
Yeah.
When you pray to demon gods, but it's ironically, but you do it, you actually are doing it with you've actually done it. You're actually doing something. This is probably not a good idea. So the Thomas More Society, what they're trying to do is say, keep religion out of the schools. We can't have this prayer to the Aztec demon gods.
This is where I really respect.
Because, that would be imposing religion on schools, and we're not allowed to do that, so let's stop that. Whatever we got to do to get the demon god prayers out of schools, I guess that's a good place to start. But I don't think this line of attack of keep religion out of schools, I don't think it's ultimately going to be successful. I think we need to grapple with the much more difficult question, but ultimately more correct one, which is acknowledging that we will have a religion in schools. All education is oriented toward certain goals, certain ideals of ethics and morality, and yes, religion, metaphysics, a recognition of how the human person relates to the world. And we've got to make some choices. What kind of education are they going to get? What kind of moral order are they looking at? What do they believe about the human person? That's going to require certain religious premises.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, they need to be Christian. Okay, because our civilization is a Christian civilization. And if we have our education ordered toward some different thing, then it's going to be a different civilization. And
where did I tell you that where did I tell you that human sacrifice wasn't taking place? The only place. In the beginning. The only place that human sacrifice isn't taking place is in Christian societies. True worshipers and followers of Jesus Christ are the only ones who don't do this. Okay. If you do this, you have left it. This doesn't mean a certain church. This doesn't mean a religion. Okay? Christian values includes divinely blessed living. Okay? It doesn't mean you're perfect, no. But it means you don't kill babies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or people.
So all the other different ways to live, okay, in some way include this. And look it up. Do your research. You will know that every other religion will include killing in a way that is disgusting, really. But it makes it acceptable. And this doesn't actually include war. That's not what I'm talking about, even though sometimes, yeah, but not always.
Right.
This is talking about innocence. Okay?
Destroying the
innocence. Feeding it to the demons.
Yep.
Okay? So, with that.
On that note.
I know, it's very exciting. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a heavy one. But you have to decide now. You have to know where you stand. Okay? Time is done. Decide. Pick a side. Pick a side today.
Yep.
Because those of us who stand with Jesus want you on our side. God wants you on his side. That's why you've had all this time to do research, all this time to develop your relationship. This quarantine crap was actually a blessing for you to get tight with him, for you to realize who you are, what you stand for. Okay? Who your friends are, who believes in God, because if you don't, you're on their side.
Yep.
That's it. It's not about if you got stabbed by the Jabberwocky, okay? Even though that's a big deal, because it is.
Yeah.
But God is stronger than everything else.
Yep.
And your belief is stronger if you're tight with him. Okay? God's love can fix anything.
Yep.
Let me give you an example. You guys know I was trafficked for a very long time. I've had 3 strokes. I've had cancer. I was struck by freaking lightning. Thank you, Jesus. And, I've had to endure a lifelong plague of people calling me crazy.
Yep.
Crazy because why? I told the truth.
Yep.
And they didn't like it. I was locked up a lot. If you add all the time together, I was locked up in psych wards for 2 years, a little bit more. That's a long time.
Yep.
But you see, Jesus has blessed me to be able to say the truth, to get it out my face.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells me to do it. I'm not going to stop just because people call me crazy.
You know what's interesting about that?
What's that?
So in the Bible,
Uh-huh.
what have the those influenced by the dark side
Mm-hmm.
called those that were considered prophets
Crazy.
and truth sayers?
I mean, think of Noah, right? You're not.
Oh, yeah.
Not gonna flood. You're crazy. None of that's going to happen.
And nobody believed him until it started raining.
Right. 120 years. He endured it for
Yeah.
way longer than I have.
Yeah.
120 years being told he was insane
Mm-hmm.
and still building this huge freaking boat. Right?
Yeah, he had a lot more. He had a lot more faith in God than he did in the people around him.
We kind of all owe him a great deal of gratitude.
Yeah, because we're kind of all here.
So thanks, Noah. That was cool. Thanks,
And,
Jesus, for
you know,
helping.
Jesus. Mhm.
You know, because that's amazing.
Yeah.
But calling someone crazy don't make them crazy.
Nope.
It just doesn't.
I could call you a man, but it doesn't mean you're a man.
True, that won't change. No, I will still have.
You will
things I
still have the parts.
Yep. Nope.
true.
I'm not. No.
I could identify as something else, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
can paint your face like a cat. That still doesn't.
It's true. I could draw on it and make me look like a kitty cat.
She does, and she's really good at it, you guys. That doesn't mean that you're a cat,
It doesn't mean I'm a cat.
right?
Just because
The
I can
truth-
make animal noises doesn't mean I'm an animal.
Right? That's true too.
Meow.
Anyway, it's really important that you guys pick a side, and I think that if you're still watching, you have. And so, what can you do? So you can write letters, but it would be better to talk to those who are in the Senate, those who are in the legislatures of your state, of your city, of your town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going and talking to them is really important, but inundating them with letters is also great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Give
start
them a
sending one
phone
every day.
call, right? Make sure that you have the ability to get out there to get the information to people. It doesn't have to be on social media. That's my favorite part about it. Next door neighbors, right? You see people at church. You don't have to come right out and say abortion's bad, although I do. But you can say, because it's bad, but you can say, where are you at on this issue? Work on what you have in common, like we have always said, and build on that.
Mm-hmm.
When we find unity with each other, the love that we share creates a stronger unifying mark. That mark becomes an explosion and blinds the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I mean by blinded. This isn't just the eyes, it's the ears. It's no sound. It's smell is gone. You can't taste anything because every sense is blocked. This means that God can advance. The more we get together, the more we share the truth. The stronger we are, the more blind the enemy is. Now, let me talk about the spirit of Jezebel for just a second.
Okay.
Spirit of Jezebel hasn't always been here, but in the 70s, it got here, right? Roe v. Wade. Okay?
Yep.
That became a thing.
Yep.
That was here long before a lot of us. Not all of us, but a lot of us. Okay? Also, in combination with the Python spirit. Okay? This is the spirit of don't say it because they'll be offended. Okay? Don't do that because it'll hurt somebody's feelings.
Oh, the spirit of offense.
What it does is it stops you from speaking because it takes your voice. When a python snake, right, comes around, they have a sense of taste, right? That's how they find their victim.
Yeah.
And what do? They wrap around them and keep them from breathing. When a person isn't able to express their thoughts and their feelings, and they're not able to express their love and things that they abhor, when that happens, it's as if your breathing has stopped. Okay? The spirit of Python, the spirit of Jezebel have come together. And it is time for followers of God to say no more. No more. Okay? You can believe what you want to believe. That's fine. You can think I'm crazy as all get out. That's also fine. I can't control anything you think.
It's true.
Please get tight with Jesus. Please.
Amen.
Because I can't love you into believing in him. Jamelia can't sing you into believing
Neither can Auntie B.
What you can do is reach out to him yourself. We don't have to agree on everything, but we'll find something we agree on, and we'll build on that. And that is how we come together, and that is how we destroy
Satan.
Yes, the spirit of Jezebel and the spirit of Bible. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions?
Nope.
Lots of questions? No questions?
I don't have any. Does anybody in the room have any? Any of the rooms? Do you have any questions?
I think I want to. Remember how I redid that one?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But have you forgotten, or the other one?
The other one. Well, it's the House of the Rising Sun one.
Oh,
I think I want to play that one because it talks about this stuff. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
That was fast. Did you hear it? That was fast.
I did. That was really fast.
That was awesome.
It's true.
All right, let's see if this one is it.
Oh, Amber has a question.
Yeah. Yes.
She's just said, I have a question.
Okay, I'm going to try to remove this. There we go.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
This might not be the one. It's
Not the
Gizongo.
Away
Yep, it is someone.
back in our history, we called it pneumonia, and it was a run to many a poor soul. And I'll tell you now, my son, our nation was in terror. The threat was COVID-19, and the way we lived all across this land became our new routine.
Moose will answer that after, okay?
Now the only thing that the people needed was a leader for their cause. But they all were afraid, being teased by social media, though it was all but on par. Though we swore to tell our children not to do what we have done. Don't waste your lives hiding when you need to stand and fight. All it takes is the bravery of one. Well, we had one foot on submission, the other foot on complaint. Then the last straw was placed on the camel's back, and the world went completely insane.
I love the piano.
There was a time in our history, we called it pandemonium, but because we fought back, eventually, we thank God we finally won.
No, you don't have to do that. Just wait a minute. Thank you, though. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
All right,
Good
let's
job on
talk about
words.
this. Thank you.
So if her life's in danger, do you just let her die and say that it was her time? That's when I think it's between you and God.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
if it was me, okay,
Mhm.
I would definitely go right to my Jesus, because that's where I would go.
Yep.
And I would make that decision with whomever I'm having the baby with, and Jesus. Okay, that's a decision that is an outlier. That's not every single one. In fact, it's not even 5%. It's not even 3%, honestly.
Yeah.
So while it's a very important question, that situation is so rare that I believe that type of stuff is between you and Jesus, and you and your person you're having the child with.
Yep.
So
I think the decision in general should be between you and Jesus and the person you're having the baby with.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I might have to take this call.
Oh, all right. Come back soon, huh?
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I would say. It's a really good question, and it's not something that I'm trying to be insensitive about. Like I said, I had to have them. They made me have them. Abortions, and I'm not proud of that. I regret it every day, and I ache for those children. Because of that, I have an understanding that's different from other people. However, it doesn't change the truth behind it. So now it'd be considered illegal and everyone would go to jail. You haven't read the entire law. The law does take into account situations like that. It's not an absolute. So it's a lot more kind than is being said in the media. But the kindness has to be that all life is precious. All life is precious. So they have said that if there's a heartbeat, right? You can't just, it's not a frivolous thing to give up the life of a child. It just isn't. And this idea that we can just murder people just because it's inconvenient for us that they're alive is not cool. But it's also ungodly, it's damnable, satanic, demonic, it's evil. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, you won't go to jail for things like that, because in the law it states specifically that there are considerations. These are for the ones that like Planned Parenthood. The ones that are frivolous and superfluous, they do not need to be done, and people are doing them anyway. So that's what that law is for. I would love to talk to you about it some more if you'd like, because things need to be talked out, especially when we don't have understanding about them. If we've only heard things and haven't actually looked into it, it's so much more important to be aware of the actual truth of it, and not only what talking heads will say. And I am included in this. Okay, don't take my word for it. I am only trying to open up your eyes, to give you an idea that there is more truth out there than what is being told. So I would love for you to go and research it. Go grab a copy of it. Go read it if you'd like. Look up the big words if you don't know them. Ask somebody you trust. Go to God. All of these things are important. All of these things need to be done. Because we can't sit back anymore. You guys, it's not okay to let 800,000 children just be gone forever. To let 900,640 I don't know how that works. 964,000 children be aborted every year. And that's just the reported ones. Okay? That's a lot of children to just be gone. So we need to consider stepping up. You can do something. Quit saying, what can I do? And find out what God wants you to do. He put inside you some light, some spark in there that is specifically for you alone. Your destiny is your destiny. Nobody else can fulfill it. God made you. He put that light in you. It is up to you to fulfill it. And you can do it. That's the best part, and that's the thing that scares darkness so much, is that you can do it. You can. All you have to do to begin is say, I can do it. Words have power. You've opened up a way now for the reality of the situation to take place, for you to be able to see what is actually there. I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Saying something like that, simple scripture, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, opens up the possibility, not only in your mind, but out here, that God is going to guide you and strengthen you as you go. When we say things like, oh, my brain doesn't work so well anymore, I can't do it, that's what happens. Your brain stops working really well, and you won't be able to do it. Stop saying that. Work on it. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things because Jesus said so. And that's you. And that's me. If you so desire. It's never going to get accomplished unless we step up. And God put it in us to do so. I'm going to play one more thing here. If my computer will let me, because I'm not sure it will, but we'll give it a shot. Hopefully Amelia will be back soon. She hasn't sent anything to me. It's not going to let me. Alrighty, so, that's what I have. Do you guys have any other questions? I think it's really important for us to realize that we have more power than we've been led to believe. More power. Satan cannot create anything. He doesn't have the ability to create. Demons don't have any power to create. Devils, no power to create. The only ones who have creative power are the ones who are made in the image of God. That is you, and that is me. He can influence. He can get us to repeat phrases like we do from movies, from commercials, from politicians, from actors. We can repeat them. Songs, lyrics, hello. But the only way that they have power is when they come out of our faces. That's it. It's the human interaction. It's those that were made in the similitude of God. Those are the ones who have creative power. And they're the only beings that do. And when Satan tells you that he can do all these things, he's a liar. And a great big liar. He has no power to create. None. No power. So, yeah. I think I'm going to sing the song. So I'm not sure where Jamelia is. So let's do this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our transgressions, as we forgive those who transgress against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil ones. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Love you guys. Be blessed. See you guys tomorrow.
And